Hey everybody, hope you're having a good evening or morning or afternoon or whatever time of day it is when you're watching this. I am going to do the second part now of my command crate opening. We have 90 tier 2 crates, every single one that you get, and I'm going to open all of them in this video. There are only 70 in my inventory currently because I wanted to leave space for some loot, and I have 20 more in my cargo bay. But yeah, we have a lot to do, so let's go ahead and get started. And once again, light side is winning, so I will get the light side tokens. Oops. As you can see there from opening these. And they're not good for much, but I figure why say no to something you can get for pretty much free. Alright, got 8 command tokens. That's right, you get some more now that it's now that we're in tier 2. But as usual, I will be disintegrating most of this stuff because I don't need it. Hey, 226. Awesome. What I'm really looking for here is some gear, some tanking gear. There we go. That implant I think is usable, which is probably one of the best implants. I'm not sure if the crafted versions are better. I'd have to look into that, but we'll hold on to that one for now. But that I don't need, so we'll disintegrate that. I guess I don't really need to disintegrate after every single pack. Hey, and a relic that grants defense ratings. So, not very good at all. Because the tank, you really don't want any more defense rating than you absolutely have to get. A saber staff. Alright, we've gotten pretty lucky so far. That has a good enhancement. Not a great mod, and the hilt is okay, but let's see, but 241 is what? 226 and 193? So I'd almost rather have the extra 36 mastery than the 7 endurance. I guess as a tank, the tanking hilt is technically a little better, but since there are a lot of tough DPS checks in the game right now, I would almost lean towards the DPS one. Plus it saves time, makes the op go by a little bit faster, and every bit helps. Another relic, and that one is an on-use clicky relic, but not a bad one. I think I might actually use that, depending on what else we get tonight. So far, tier 2 has been pretty kind to us. Let's hope that it keeps up. And we have, let's see, schematic that I don't really want. 234. Now this 234 stuff I believe is the same as the set bonus 234 stuff. But I suspect I'll have enough enhancements anyway, or I can get them crafted at least. So I'm not really going to hold on to those. In fact, even this, it's 234, not 236. I'm not sure how worthwhile it is. But let's disintegrate that one. And that one. Just to make some space when to clear out the things that I know I'll be keeping. I'm pretty sure I'll be keeping these two. And I'll probably be keeping that one. But for now, I'm going to leave them in the little inventory thing. Bastion package. Now let's see. This is 190 shield and 221 defense. And this is 190 shield and 277 defense. But this one has 451 endurance. This one, okay, so you get, let's see, a lot of mastery and 464, 13 endurance in exchange for 50 something defense. Defense is not the best tanking stat, but it's not useless, at least on most fights, it's not useless. So I'll probably stick with that guy. This is not a bad implant though. If you get this and don't have any purples, I would definitely take the time to augment it and use it in a tanking set. This is Thorn, don't need that. Even though I would highly recommend against it for most people, I'm almost tempted to expand my command stash with the cartel thing. Is that what you do right there? 1,000,000 credits. How many do you expand it by? Does it say? If it was by like 5 or something, I would do it. It doesn't say. Alright, I'll spend 1,000,000 credits just to see. 20, okay. In that case, I'll take it. That'll make this a lot easier, so I don't have to keep disintegrating the entire video through. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that for anybody that doesn't like record these kind of videos, because there's a okay earpiece, but I'll disintegrate that, because otherwise it's not really worth it. It just saves a bit of hassle. And we have a gift, some other gear that I probably could use, but Again, I'm not going to because it doesn't have a set bonus, and I can probably get better enhancements, and the mod is kind of crap. And this is got excited, but nope, not a set bonus piece. Fits into the same category as the others. Alright, we have another orange piece of gear, schematic, green implant, and that's okay. I'm still going to actually, I guess, disintegrate as I go and just claim less often, because that way I don't have to sort through later and figure out what's trash. If I just get rid of the trash as I get it, it's easy to keep track of. Get rid of these. 227. So all in all, disintegration is not a... Ooh, that's kind of cool. Wasteland Nexu. It's a Nexu, so I'll keep that. And we have a pretty good earpiece, and because of that, I think I want to get rid of that other earpiece, which I already did. Alright, cool. That works out well then. Yeah, I'll probably keep the Nexu. They make cool pets. Hey, and we have a 236 relic that... Okay, that's the same as the one I had before. It's a clicky relic. Maybe not the best in terms of overall mitigation, but the fact that it's on demand actually makes it quite useful. Still, on the downside, the crafted relics have endurance, which makes them pretty much better across the board. But if I don't want to spend mats to get a set or a relic crafted for a set I barely use, that's probably worth keeping. Save my mats for some gear sets I use more often. So this is 633. Is this also 633? No, it's more. So let's go ahead and disintegrate those then. Still no 236 set bonus pieces. No set bonus pieces at all, I don't think. But some good non-set bonus pieces, I suppose. And we're only, what, 17 crates in? Another Nexu. Does it let you check how many you disintegrate? Yeah, it does. Alright. I guess I should probably go through and claim some of these now just to clear out my inventory here. We'll claim that guy. I definitely want that. Yeah, I guess it'd be hard to get a better relic than that, so I should probably go ahead and claim it. On the other hand, it probably doesn't hurt to wait. This is Thorn, so I can disintegrate that actually. And we'll keep the rest in here for now. I should probably get rid of that message. Alright, a Voss reputation item. Blaster pistol I don't want. Another pet, but since this isn't really my main, I don't really use pets for anything anyway. The only thing you could really use pets for, because nobody remembers to keep them out, would be if you want to put them in your stronghold. They are useful as a decoration. They should make it like yours too, where your pet stays with you until you dismiss them or choose a new pet. That's a much better system. We have 2 of these now? Yeah, we do. We can get rid of that. In fact, if you want to see a really cool pet collection, Saya, who you guys probably know better as Swtorista, has an awesome pet collection in her stronghold. I'm not sure if it's public or not, but if you're on Ebonhawk and you ask her to see it, I'm sure she'd toss you an invite. She probably has a video of it somewhere too, showing off her pet. But she has like almost every pet in the game, at least the last time I checked. All right, 234 set piece. It is a chest piece too. That's pretty good. And we're only, what, 23 crates in? Well, I say only, but that's not a great rate, but, I'm okay with that. At this rate, we'd have, like, what? It'd be 4 set pieces in total, roughly. I do think they should make them higher and make it, so that statistically speaking, you should get, like, roughly 7 or 8 pieces per 90 levels. Because that way you'd have at least a set or almost a full set, depending on duplicates. And the rest, of course, you could fill in with ops or PvP. The good news is they're going like all the way back to the old system, more or less. You still need command tokens, but those are easy to get in patch 4.2. So I'm really happy about that. And even then, you can still use PvP to upgrade your tokens even higher. So I'll be saving those for the tier increase in patch, did I say 4.2? I meant 5.2, obviously. 228. It's 3 tiers we've gained and not even 30 packs. Bulwark package, it's an okay one again. Saber staff. And at first I was really against the idea of adding a tier 4, but the fact that I guess it's just psychological, but they made it now that you stay at tier 3 or you stay at 300, like the actual command rating didn't increase, but you just get tier 4 crates at 300, which I guess is really the same thing, except they can't increase the amount of CXP you need per level. That's another one of those. We keep getting these little clicky relics. Like I said, not bad relics, but I only need one of them because you can't. They share a cooldown. I don't think all clicky relics do, but these are the same exact, same exact stats. And I would think that at least the 234 and 236 version share the same, although I actually don't know that for a fact. Some more gifts and stuff. I actually can use gifts. I'd like to get my companion ranks higher on this character. Right now they're all mostly in like the 20s and 30s, except one which is 50 for crafting. But I'd like to get them all to 240 at least, since I spend more time on her now than even my main. Alright, more junk. And we're already at 20. Alright, 234 offhand. Again, a pretty good piece, but if we don't get better, then I can always craft better. Okay, so we need this, need this, need this, need that. I want these, I want that. Definitely, well, I guess I'll keep that in here just in case I get a 236 chess piece on the off chance. I want that. Same with those guys. I might get a 236, you never know. Alright, so the rest of these we can... Oop, how much disintegrated? That would have been bad. Yeah, especially the tokens. Although at least it is like 10 per token and not 10 in general. That's a good point. In that case, should I be getting rid of the Java scraps? Like, is it 160? It probably is. Yeah, plus 160. That makes it a lot tougher. When it was 10, it was an easy decision. But now it's like, do I actually want the Java scraps or would I rather have the command XP? Because that'd be like what? If I have 48 of those from these openings so far, that'd be 4. That's not that much, but it's not insignificant either. 232 robe. Some schematics I can get rid of. Another shield generator. What if I should save these for the enhancements so we don't have to get them crafted? It's the same enhancement, right? 190, 132. 190, 132. Yeah, I guess I'll start saving these. Since we are not quite at the halfway mark, but approaching it. Another schematic, some more junk. Medallion of Hope. What is that? Republic First Fleet. Reminds me of those old commendation pack things. A crappy implant. Actually, I can use that. The rep item, that is, not the implant. Okay, we got a legendary gift. That's always good. At least as far as filler goes, it's good. 229. I'm gonna try to save. I decided my my little command packs, the ones you get like from boss drops, until 4.2 comes out. Because I'm not sure at the rate I'm getting CXP, I might hit 300 before the April patch. I'm not sure if it's early April or late April or if they've even said yet. But if that happens and I hit that, then essentially I'm just not wasting CXP, but I'm using it less efficiently because every time I hit 300, I get a tier 3 pack. Whereas if I, waited to use that CXP and consume it after 5.2, decent implant, then I would be getting tier 4 packs. So I'm going to save my packs and see if I can get to 300 or close to it just by doing war zones and the default op XP, which I think I can probably do. I don't think the diminishing returns are quite that sharp. We should be at least 230 by the time we're done here. All right, we got a belt. Let me look at that armor. That's actually a kind of cool armor set. I think it's a really old one, but I don't need it because I already have way too many outfits on my tunes. Schematic I can actually use in this tune. It's actually not a bad earpiece, but I think is it the same as the one I have? If not, it's I don't know if I have Bastion or Bulwark. I have Bulwark, but Bastion's the same thing, just with shield instead of absorption. All right, we're capped up again, and there's a shield generator thing. Some more crappy gear. All right, so we want. I don't want that actually. And I'm not sure if I want the shield generator yet. Depends how many other enhancements I get, but I probably won't be getting too many 236s. The drop rate does not seem to be great. So what I really hope they do in the next patch, they mentioned they're going to kind of do tiers within tiers. Wait a minute. Don't want to do that. All right, glad that pop-up was there. So yeah, they're going to do tiers within the tiers, so that as you get higher and higher on a command tier, the chances of getting good gear increase, which I like. But I hope that the base tier, like when you're like levels 1 through 10 or 90 through 100 or whatever it is, I hope that's as good as it is now, and everything else is just an improvement, because they really should improve the rates for a lot of these set pieces. That would make these crates a lot more interesting. And as long as they do it that way, I'm actually really happy with the changes they're making. Because at first I didn't like the idea of adding more levels and a tier 4 rank and a new gear tier, because it's like, okay, we're not even done this part of the treadmill grind yet. And now we have to, I guess I can use that enhancement too. Another earpiece. This is a DPS earpiece, so not bad, but again, probably not worth the mats since drops aren't too hard to come by, and it'll be even easier to come by in 5.2. But it does sound like tier 4 was maybe in their plan from the start, or kind of, in their thinking for a while, and that it probably is also going to be the last tier they do for a while. So if that's the case, if we wait like a year without the addition of another tier of gear, then I'm okay with that. Hey, a 236 cuffs. All right, that's a pretty good piece right there. Let's just go ahead and claim that, just so I don't accidentally disintegrate it, because that would be bad. And besides that relic, our first real legendary piece. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Almost 230. It does seem like they're trying to make, 240 is or tier 4 rather, is the ultimate goal of the command rank system. And it remains to be seen how fast it'll be after the changes. Hopefully it'll still be pretty close to what it is now, but just in case, I'm going to try to do a little bit of grinding in PvP and maybe even Ops 2 to get as much CXP as I can before it comes out. And don't need Gree. Actually, I think it's the Gree event this week. It's, what is it, March 5th currently, so I'm sure by the time you guys see this, it'll be over, but it comes back all the time, so don't worry if you missed it. And, okay, don't need any of those. So with tier 4 kind of being the end game, and then having the different tiers within tier 4, so that there's kind of always something to work towards, but they're not huge increases. And with veteran mode, Tithe being sort of equivalent to the current mastery modes, I can kind of see that possibly working. Another Swtor. It will make the current veteran modes and mastery modes a little easier as you get better gear, especially once you get in like 244s or 246s or whatever it is for tier 4. But I imagine they'll still be a challenge, just not as much as they are now. So even the decent rating guilds, there's a all right, that's actually a really good relic. I think that's, besides the crafted version of it, the best relic in terms of mitigation. But yeah, imagine that even with really good gear. Oh, we have another pair of cuffs. But the mod sucks, and I'll have a better armoring, so might as well disintegrate it. That most decent rating guilds can clear at least the majority of mastery modes if they get the mechanics down. And the really good ones will just be able to clear them with worse gear, and thus be able to get the gear from them even faster. So as long as they keep the gods from the machine operation bosses, the new ones, really hard on veteran mode, and they're going to release a master mode too, which is exciting because that'll be, I would assume, really difficult even in the best tier 4 gear. So that kind of gives you something to work towards. You grind out. Did I get auto-logged? Or did I get DC'd? I think I probably got auto-logged from not moving. I guess opening command crates doesn't count as moving. Alright, sorry about that. Logging back in now. So yeah, it gives you something to work towards as you gear up in all the other ops. And I mean, you can still see the bosses in story mode and veteran mode. And veteran mode itself, hopefully, is quite challenging. Alright, so where were we? Alright, we are maxed out, but did we? Oh, I guess we just got these and I didn't actually see them because of the logout. Alright, let me put my none tab on just so we're not distracted by guild chat. Okay, so that has the enhancement. Yeah, we're getting to the point where we're getting filled up with stuff that I might want to keep, but I'm just not 100% sure I want to keep yet. It's all these enhancements, basically. I could destroy one of these if that doesn't help me any. So this is... I definitely want this then, right? Yeah. So let's claim that. That I probably want. Most of these things I just probably want. Alright, let's get the reputation items out. The Jawa junk and the tokens we're going to get more of anyway, but the gifts and the reputation, we probably won't get the same ones, and that I can get rid of. I guess I missed a few down here. Oh, nope. Keep doing that. These I want to disintegrate. Alright. Yeah, even though it's very expensive, I'm glad I invested in the larger stash. Doubling it does help a bit. Oh, I opened... Whoops. Okay, that was by accident. Oh, they're at the top now. Alright, so we just opened our first tier 3 crate. Whoops. We got a set bonus piece, so that's nice. Unfortunately, it's a tank piece, and I was trying to save my tier 3 ones for my DPS set, because I only have 236 DPS stuff, but I'd be a lot madder at myself if I didn't get a set piece at all. So, okay, I can live with that. What if I move these to the bottom and then open up the stash again? Because I don't want to make that same mistake. Yeah, that's really lucky that I get a set bonus piece on my first tier 3 opening, so that's exciting. Incinerate that, and I guess I might as well claim these because I'm not going to get anything better from a tier 2 crate. Alright. So if I do that, and then I open this, no, it's still going to be at the top of the thing. That's dumb. Alright, well I'm going to head upstairs to my legacy bay then. And I'm going to grab the... 22 minutes, good. I'm going to grab the rest of my tier 2 crates so we can go through and open all of them. And I'm going to put the tier 3 crates in my cargo bay just so I can't accidentally open them while I'm in tank spec. I will do an opening video of those in DPS spec once I get maybe 40 or 50 of them, just enough to make it interesting. Hopefully you guys don't mind these long videos. I guess I could do them in smaller increments, but I always like the excitement of opening things at once. Plus, if you open a bunch at once, you're not going to be disappointed because you're going to get something from it. Or even if you don't, you at least only get really disappointed one time. As opposed to most people I know who open up crates like right as they get them, and they're disappointed, 9 times out of 10 because most of the stuff in these crates is crap. So I'd actually, even if you don't make videos or anything, I'd recommend doing it this way if you have the willpower to wait for 20 or 30 command crates at a time, because just psychologically it feels more rewarding that way if you get something out of the opening. Alright, so I need to put those back in my cargo bay now. And I think that's all of them. There was 5, now there's 4. Alright, so we have, 30 more of these? Which means we've opened 60, so we're 2/3 of the way there. We've got some pretty good stuff so far. Obviously, I wish the drop rates as a whole were better so that we had 4 or 5 set bonus pieces at this point, but considering what they are, that's not bad. We've gotten fairly decent to good luck. Alright, that's a crappy relic, because like I said, defense is not that good of a stat. It's not very good in PvE, and it's really not very good in PvP. But as I was talking about in the last video, I use a different tanking set in PvP anyway. And unfortunately, what I'll probably end up doing is I just thought of something. So I was going to say, my plan was to just move my arm rings from my PvP set whenever I PvE as a tank, since I don't PvE as a tank too often. The other alternative would be to just build two actual sets. But I already disintegrated those duplicate pieces I got last time, which I'm suddenly really regretting. Hey, a 236 belt. That's cool. Like I said, it feels more rewarding when you open these all at once, and stuff like that is why. Alright, I'll keep these. Yeah, I probably should have just kept the those other 236 pieces that I had duplicates of, but oh well, you live and learn. And I'm sure I'll get better versions of all these down the road anyway. Okay, so maybe I'll use the better arm rings as I get them, like the 236s and even the 240s if I start getting better tank stuff. I can use those in my PvP set, which I use a little more frequently, and 231. And use the slightly worse stuff in my PvE sets. They don't really do progression. Headpiece. There we go. You definitely are getting some good luck today. And I'd much rather have the good luck on the tier 2 stuff than the tier 1 stuff. I didn't have great luck on my tier 1 opening, as you guys saw. But, not horrible luck, but not great luck either. Trade card, Holocron, that's for Orkin. But yeah, I'd rather have it here. I'd really rather have it for my DPS set with my tier 3 crates, but, you know, luck doesn't work that way. The odds you get from one do not affect your odds at all on the next, so we're just as likely to get good stuff now as we were before I started this opening. Alright, so I want that. Probably want that, but again, I could get it. Well, I guess if I got a I'd have to get two 236s for that to be useless, so I probably could just move that to my inventory now. We'll see. Alright, companion gift. Another one of those shield generators. I think we have more than enough enhancements at this point. But we don't have too many more crates, so I'll leave them in there for now. Another one of those robes. Reputation I don't need for... Am I maxed out in CZ? I guess I am. Didn't realize that. Yeah, so at this point, from all those openings, we have 2,400 of these Jawa junks. So I almost do wish I had gotten, I had just consumed them and gotten the CXP from it. That's a tough call. That's like, with this bonus, like a war zone, essentially. Even command tokens, at some point, I'll keep getting them for now, because you can always buy those boosts, which are nice. But at some point, it might actually be better, as long as you have enough command tokens to get boosts going 24/7, or as long as you're doing content. It might be better to disintegrate some of them for extra command points, now that I realize they're 10 apiece and not 10 for the whole stack. And that makes sense, because otherwise, you know... Oh, they're +1 for a... Okay, command tokens I would definitely not disintegrate then. But the Jawa junk and all, that's +10. That's actually... That makes you think. We already have a better earpiece than that. About, what, 15 more to go? 8, 17, something like that. More enhancements, more stuff I don't need. Another earpiece. Implant. Should I be saving? No, these are 232s. If they were 234s, I would save them, but they're not. Part of me, oh, there we go. What is this? Defense rating. Oh, I got all excited when I saw the legendary relic. But I should have known as a relic that the chances of getting a bad one were quite high. I almost do want to spend all my mats on my tanking set, just because the crafted tanking stuff is actually best in slot in a lot of cases. Whereas the DPS stuff is going to be superseded by stuff you get from drops and from crates. Another enhancement I could possibly use. I should probably just start accepting some of these now, because the chances of us getting like a bunch of legendaries in these last few crates are not great. Military gear, companion gift. Alright. So we'll take these. Take that. I'm actually leave these in here for now until I decide what I want to do with them. 6 spots should be enough for the rest of the video. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that because it doesn't have an enhancement. And the armorings, I guess I could use the armoring. So what do I have now, like 228 armorings? I could also just craft them though. But they do take rare mats. Alright, I'll keep that. That's something too I didn't really think of. The armorings are actually, even if they're not set bonus. Well, no, they're not set bonus. Okay, so I can't really use the armoring. I could use one, I suppose, but if they're not set bonus, you can actually put them in any slot now, which is a really nice change. I appreciate that. So let's disintegrate these. So like this chest armoring here, because it doesn't have a set bonus, I could take it out and put it in like a bracer if I had my 6 set bonuses in my other pieces besides my bracer. Another lightsaber, don't need that, don't need that. Alright, we're down to our final 8 packs, and no, we had that belt, didn't we? Or did we just get it? Well, either way, it's a good belt, so I feel like we got a belt earlier, but it would stack then, wouldn't it? Oh, we have the 236. But I will save this anyway, because like I said, I might use one armoring in my PvE set and one in my PvP set. In which case, one set will be a little better than the other, but yeah, I don't really do progression tanking very often. We have 2, I guess, main tanks in our progression tank, and a healer whose tank is also very geared and no available space. Yeah. Has a lot of experience tanking, so unless 2 of those 3 happen to be absent, it's kind of unlikely that I'll be tanking. That's right, don't want those yet. Do want that. And we can get rid of that. So the chances of me using this set in anything besides like fun gearing runs are very small. And of course I do want to make it good for those gearing runs, but yeah, it's not quite as much of a priority that I'd want to actually spend a lot of mats on it, or that I'd want to pull out an armoring every single time I did it. And I still always have that choice if there was a time I needed to use my PvE tanking set for something difficult. I could always pull out the 234 armory and pop in a 236 for my PvP set. Sorry if I'm kind of rambling now, but we're down to our last 4 crates, so we're running out of things to talk about. And we have a shield generator with another nice enhancement and armoring, but that's about it. And we can get rid of these 2. Alright, and okay, let's claim some of these things just to make a little more space. And what did I get? Oh, it's up here. Another pet I don't need. 234 implant, I'll keep that because I don't really know what we've gotten yet. So I might be able to actually use that. And I don't want that. Yeah, I'd recommend it, even though it's tempting to be like, oh, these schematics, some of these are kind of cool, I'll just keep them. Unless they're like a really good one, like maybe like a left side piece. What's that? That's actually not a good relic. But if that was a good relic, I could maybe see giving that to an artificer. But all these like whole pants and whole chest pieces and all, just because of like legacy gear and people like their mods and obviously their set bonuses, those are pretty much worthless. And even for ults, you can just send it over with legacy gear, so there's not really a point of using your mats to get good crafting gear for your ults. Alright, well, that was our last crate. Let's disintegrate these guys. Made it to rank 232, only 68 to go before 300. We'll see if I can make it that far during the next month or month and a half, or whatever time I have. I probably will be playing a decent bit until Mass Effect Andromeda comes out the 21st, so that's 2.5 weeks roughly. So I think that's doable. But we'll see. Alright, so all in all, we got a pretty good haul. Not a lot of set bonus pieces, but a handful, and I think, 2 of them were... We have bracers and belt that were 236, plus a really nice relic somewhere. So yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. I'm going to start using some of these pieces in my tank set, which hopefully you'll see me using at some point. And if you enjoyed this opening and want to see what I get from these tier 3 crates, at least the rest of them besides the one I accidentally opened, then make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time.